So we're going to start by lying onto our backs. Just make sure that you're nice and comfortable, feet are hip width apart, arms along by your side. Just make sure that we've got a neutral spine, which means that you're not imprinting the small of your back into the mat. You've got a little bit of a gap between the small of your back and the mat. We're just going to inhale and take 3 deep breaths here. Inhaling for a count of 3. And exhale for a count of 3. So with your breathing, you want to feel like your rib cage is expanding out to the sides and then also up and back towards the mat, towards the ceiling, and just expanding that rib cage out as far as you can. Inhale again. And exhaling for a count of 3. One more breath here. Inhaling. And exhaling. Releasing that. Nice. And with our pelvis, you can place your hands onto your pelvis, but what I want you to feel is our isolation in our pelvis. So I want you to rock your pelvis back so you're imprinting that spine. It's almost as if you're bringing your tailbone towards your nose. And then I want you to rock your pelvis in the other direction. And then again, imprinting that spine. Feel the deep abdominal muscles switching on as you do this. And then exhaling, tilting the pelvis away. Just waking up the pelvis here. Inhaling. And then exhaling, reaching that tailbone away. Inhale, draw that tailbone close towards your face. Nice. And then exhale, reaching it away. Good. Let's do 3 more like this. Feel the small of your back imprinting on the mat. We've got our last 2. Good. And we've got our last one here. Imprinting that spine and then releasing. Place your arms down by your side again. We're going to come up into our bridge. So with that same movement, we're imprinting our spine, drawing our tailbone towards our nose. Then we're pressing evenly through both feet, lifting up the hips, drawing them up towards the ceiling. And then think about drawing your belly button to spine. You're going to roll yourself down 1 vertebrae at a time and then release your tailbone at the end. And then again, exhaling, tilting that pelvis back, pressing evenly through both heels, lifting up the hips, chest is wide, a light squeeze in the butt, and then roll yourself down 1 vertebrae at a time, draw your belly button to spine, and then release the tailbone at the end. Let's do 3 more like this. Using your breath, inhale here. Exhaling, tilting that pelvis back, imprinting that spine, pressing evenly through both heels, lifting up the hips, then draw your belly button to spine, roll yourself down, release the tailbone at the end. We've got 2 more like this. Draw your belly button to spine, pressing evenly through both heels. Good, making sure that that pelvis is even, and then rolling yourself down. And we've got our last one here, and we're going to hold ourselves up here. Squeezing evenly into the butt, just holding here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Come down halfway. Exhale, squeeze through the glutes, lift up the hips. Inhaling, and then exhaling. A light squeeze as you draw those hips up towards the ceiling. Inhaling and exhaling. We've just got 5 more like this. We've got our last 4. 3 to go. Exhale as you squeeze up. Our last 2. And we've got 1 more here. And then roll yourself down 1 vertebrae at a time. Release that tailbone at the end. From here, we're going to add on to that. So tilt that pelvis back. Press up nice and high through both feet. Can you float your right leg into tabletop? So you're really going to have to stabilize on that left leg. Lowering it down. Float your left leg into tabletop. So you may need to bring the feet closer and together. Float the right leg up, stabilizing throughout that left leg. Lower it down, float the left leg up. Lower it down, and then draw your belly button to spine. Roll yourself down, and release the tailbone at the end. Nice work. Can we repeat that movement? So we come up into that bridging position. Feet are a little bit closer together. Lift up the hips. float your right leg up, just hold it here. Lower it down, stabilizing throughout the core as you float the left leg up. Lower it down. We've got 2 more on each leg. Good. Start to feel the inner thighs working. They're working to stabilize. We've got 1 more on each leg. Keep squeezing through that opposite leg. And last one here. Float the left leg down. Draw your belly button to spine. Roll and release. Nice work. From here, we've got our feet hip width apart still. I want you to place your hands onto your hips. We've got neutral spine, so again, we're not imprinting that lower spine onto the mat. Chest is wide, shoulders are down. From here, I want you to inhale, open up your right leg, nothing else is moving, and draw it out as far as you can without letting your pelvis move. So that's why we've got our hands on our hips. You're going to exhale, draw your right leg back through center. We're going to stay on our right leg here. Inhale, open that right leg out to the side as far as you can without letting that pelvis tilt. And then exhale, draw back through center. Good. We've got 4 more here. Inhaling, opening up. Exhale, use your deep abdominal muscles to draw that leg in. Good. We've got 3 more like this. Using your breath as you draw it back in. We've got our last 2. Inhaling. And then exhale. 1 more here. Inhaling, opening up. That right leg, exhale, draw back through center. Nice work. We've got 6 on the left-hand side. Inhale, opening that left leg out. Exhale, draw back through center. And then again, we're not allowing that pelvis to move. We're nice and steady. It's nice and flush. Good. Inhale, opening up for 4. Exhale, draw back through center. We've got 3 more here. Keep that pelvis nice and steady. We've got our last 2. Exhale, draw up. Good. And we've got 1 more like this. Exhale, draw that leg in. Nice. On this next one, we're going to alternate the legs. So you're going to inhale, open out that right leg. Exhale, draw back through center. Inhale, open up the left leg. So this is where the tricky part comes in because we don't want that pelvis to shift. Draw back through center. Inhale, opening out to the right. Exhaling, draw it back, deepening those abdominal muscles. Inhale, the left leg is opening out. Exhale, draw back. Nice work. 2 more on each leg here. Exhaling, draw your belly button to spine. As you exhale, inhale, opening up. Exhaling, good. And we've got our last one on each side. Exhale, draw back through center. Nice work. And 1 more over to the left. Draw back through center. Now we're going to coordinate this so both legs are folding out at the same time, not letting that pelvis rock. Try and get even times on both of those legs. Then exhale, draw back. Good. We've just got 4 more like this. Nice and steady. Controlling this movement. Exhale, drawing back. 3 more here. Hands are still on the hip bones. Exhale, draw back. Nice. We've got our last 2. Inhaling. And then exhale, draw up. Good. And we've got 1 more like this. Opening those legs. Exhaling, drawing back through center. Nice work. Place your hands down by your side. We've still got our feet hip width apart. I want you to inhale here. And as you exhale, you're floating your right leg up into tabletop. Can you lower that right leg down? And we're swapping legs here. Exhale, float the left leg up. So again, this is coming from the deep core muscles here. Exhale, float your right leg up. Inhale to lower down. Exhale for your left leg to float up. Good. We've got 4 more here. Again, that pelvis isn't rocking. It's quite interesting once you start to focus on the pelvis, you notice that it does shift more than you think it will, or it does. But it's nice to keep focused on the lower abdominals, on the pelvis. We've got our last one here, exhaling, floating up that left leg. Inhale to lower it down. Beautiful. Can you interlace your fingers, sorry. You're going to place them behind your head. From here, I want you to add in a little chest lift as you float the right leg up. So as you float the right leg up, exhale, draw your upper back off the mat. Inhale to lower it down. Exhale, float the left leg off, draw the shoulder blades off the mat. Inhale to lower down. Again, we've got that neutral spine. We're not imprinting the spine onto the mat. Exhaling. Inhaling to lower down. Good. Working into the upper abdominals now. Inhale to lower down. Exhale, floating that left leg up. Inhale to lower down. One more on each side here. Good. Scooping up that little bit higher. And then lowering down. Place your hands down by your side. Can you float both legs into tabletop here? We're coming into our double leg toe taps. Actually, we're coming into our single leg toe taps first. So we'll get the movement in the body. Inhale, can you arc your right leg away from you? Exhale, draw it back through center. So this one you're really going to feel the lower abdominals working. Inhale, your right leg sends away. Exhale, draw up, shoulders down, chest is wide. We've got neutral spine and the only things that are moving are our lower extremities. Inhaling and then exhaling. Good. Using your breath here. Scooping up. Feeling this in the abdominals. They're starting to kick in here. Inhaling and exhaling. Good. One more on each side. Exhale, draw up. We've got our last one here. Good. Can you add a double leg toe tap? So both legs are sending down. Exhale, draw up. Inhale, arc the legs away. Exhaling, drawing up. Deepening that abdominal muscle here. Our belly button's drawing into our spine. Good. Can we do 4 more here? We've got our last 3. Scooping up. We've got our last 2 here. Using your breath. And 1 more here. Lower the legs down. Nice work. So like we did with our dead bugs, we're going to add in the chest lift. So interlace the fingertips together, place them behind your head. I want you to exhale, float those legs both up. Curl yourself up into a chest lift. Hold the chest lift here. You're toe tapping away your right leg. Exhale, draw up. Inhale the left leg. Exhale, draw up. Curl up that little bit higher. Using your breath. Inhaling, arcing away. Exhale, drawing up. Scooping up that little bit higher. Try and get the tips of the shoulder blades off the mat. Inhaling and exhaling. 1 more on each leg before we finish with 5 double toe taps. Are you ready? Inhaling, exhale, draw up. Inhale and exhale. Good. We've got 3 more here. We've got our last 2, scooping up, and 1 more here. Lower the legs down, lower the upper body. Nice work. Well, we've got our obliques to go on to, so float those legs back up into tabletop position. Hands are a little wider out. We're going to inhale, float the legs over, keep the knees together. You're going to lift off the left hip. Exhale, draw it back through center. Work into your obliques. Inhale, float the legs over to the left-hand side. Allow that right hip to float off. Exhale, draw up. Inhaling, over, exhale. So really work into that side waist here. Using your breath. Exhaling, drawing in. Inhale, floating over. Exhale, draw back in. Can we do 1 more on either side before we add on a little challenge here? Inhaling and then exhaling. Nice work. You can either continue with that movement, otherwise, inhale, float the legs over, reach the legs long, keep them long as you draw them back through center, bend the knees, float the legs over to the left, reach the legs long, draw back through center, bend the knees, over to the right, extend the legs long, draw over through center, bend the knees, over to the left, allow that hip to come off, our shoulder blades are still intact. 1 more on each side, using the abdominals. Good. And we've got our last one here. Nice work. Bend through the knees and take one deep breath here. Inhaling, expanding that rib cage. And exhale. Release everything. Beautiful. All right, from this position, we're coming into our hundreds. So you can either keep your legs down on the mat, or you can draw them into tabletop, whichever feels more comfortable. But from here, I want you to slide your hands forward. Curl your shoulders off the mat. We're going to start pulsing our arms. So imagine you have balls on either side of you and you're bouncing them. So inhale 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale 2, 3, 4, 20. Exhale 2, 3, 4, 30. Keep pulsing those arms. Exhale 2, 3, 4, 40. Exhale 2, 3, 4, 50. Halfway there, you can extend the legs long if you wish. Exhale 2, 3, 4, 60. Exhale 2, 3, 4, 70. Draw those legs down. Exhale 2, 3, 4, 80. Exhale 2, 3, 4, 90. Our last 10. Exhale 2, 3, 4, 100. Draw those knees in. Give yourself a little rock from side to side. Well done. All right, from here, let's rock ourselves up into seated. You're going to come down onto our side. You're supporting your head with your hands, and with your knees, they're nice and together. Bring your right hand in front. Can you float both ankles off of the mat here? We're nice and steady, hips are stacked. You're going to exhale, open up that top knee. Inhale, draw it in. So working into the glute medius here. Inhaling, and then exhaling, opening up that leg. Working deep within the glute. Using your breath. Inhaling and exhaling. Nice and steady throughout the abdominals. Like I said, the hips are stacked. We're not moving. It's just the right leg that's opening and closing. Great. Can we do 5 more like this? We've got our last 4. Exhale, opening up. 3 to go. We've got 2. Nice work. And our last one here. Good. Lower that left leg down. Draw your right knee in, and you're going to exhale or reach it long. So coming into your donkey kicks. Inhaling and then exhaling. Again, holding nice and steady throughout the lower abdominals. The hips aren't moving. We're just still working into that glute. Inhaling and exhaling here. Good. We've got 5 more. Reach that leg long. We've got our last 4. Using your breath. 3 to go. Our last 2. Exhale, reaching that leg long. And our last one here. Good. Hold it out here. Tiny little circles for 10. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Reverse those circles for 10. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, almost there, 2. Last one, keep that leg reaching long, lower it down. Can you sweep it forwards? And as it gets forward, flex the toes, exhale, reach it back, point the toes. Inhale, reaching that right leg forward, flex the toes, exhale, drawing it back, point the toes. So we want to draw that leg back so it's just a little bit further behind our bottom here. Holding steady through the belly, inhaling and then exhaling. Nice work. Inhaling, reaching that leg forward, flex the foot, exhale, reach it back. Good, we've got 3 more like this, still working into that glute. Exhale, drawing it back. We've got our last 2, using your breath. And our last one here, finishing that off. Point the toes, sweep it forwards again, last little bit. Point the toe towards the ground. We're going to lift and lower that leg for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, almost there, last one. Nice work. Good, you can tap out that glute. Good work, guys. All right, coming up from there, we're reaching over to the other side. So lying down, supporting yourself with that right hand. Knees are together, lifting off the ankles, hips are nice and stacked. Left hand's in front. We're going to exhale, open up on that left leg. Inhale to lower it down, keeping nice and stacked. Our hips are level. Inhaling and exhaling here. Good, using your breath. Holding steady through the belly. Opening up that leg. Inhale and exhale. Nice work, guys. Exhale, opening up. Inhale to lower down. Good. Controlling this movement. 5 to go. Working through that glute medius. Our last 4. We've got 3 to go. 2. And 1 more here. Closing that top leg. Lower the bottom leg. Inhale, bend that left knee in. Exhale, reach it long. So imagine someone's got strings at the end of your toes and they're really pulling that leg so they're lengthening it out of that hip socket. Inhaling and exhaling. Good, we've got energy through that leg. Controlling this movement with our lower abdominals. Inhale, exhale. Good, can we do 4 more here before we come into our circles? We've got our last 3. Good. We've got 2 to go. Exhale, reaching it long. And our last one here. Keep that leg long, tiny little circles for 10. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Reverse those circles for 10. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Keep that leg reaching long. Can you sweep it forwards? Flex the toes. Exhale, draw it back just that little bit behind you. Inhale, sweep that leg forward. Flex the feet. Exhale, draw it back. Point the toe. Inhaling and then exhaling here. Again, we're holding nice and steady throughout our pelvis. That's not moving back and forth. Inhaling, sweeping the leg forward. Exhale, drawing back. Good. We've got 3 more like this. Using your breath, controlling this movement. Our last 2. Good. And we've got our last one here, finishing that off. Point the toes again. Sweep that leg forward, flex the foot, point the toe to the ground. We're going to lift and lower for 10. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower that leg down, tap out that glute. That is a real killer, that one. All right, coming up from there. We're going to come into our cat-cows here. So coming into a 4-point kneeling position. So that's where your shoulders are in line with your wrists, your knees are in line with your hips. Good. From here, press away from the floor and feel like you're pulling the mat apart with both hands. I want you to inhale here. And as you exhale, you're going to start to initiate that curl of the spine. Exhale, draw your belly button to spine, really press away from that floor and exhale all your breath. Inhale, release, so let that tailbone go heavy. Bring your gaze forward and then exhale, start to initiate that curl again. Press away from the floor. Draw your belly button to spine, look towards your navel. Inhaling to release again. Exhale. And then inhale to release. Good. On this next one, round through that back. Inhale to release, just to neutral spine. Can you tuck those toes under? You're going to press away from the floor, lift the hips up towards the sky, coming into a downward dog, and just pedal out through the heels here. Keep pressing away from that floor, getting that release through the hamstrings and calves. Try and get your back nice and flat. Just 4 more pedals. 3, 2, last 1 here. Bend through the knees. Just keep your bottom up high. Press away from the floor and reach the arms out long. So it feels nice for the thoracic spine. It's not quite child's pose, but it's just a bit of a stretch here. Fold yourself forward into that 4-point kneeling position, and again, round through the spine. Press away from the floor. Inhale to release, let the belly hang. You can get a nice stretch from the abdominal work that we've just worked on. And release, using your breath. Exhale, draw your belly button to spine. And then release the spine to neutral, tuck those toes in. Underneath, press away from the floor, lift up the hips, pedal out through the heels. That back is nice and flat. Using your breath here. Nice work. We've got 4 more pedals, 3 to go, 2, last one. Lower the knees down, keep the bottom high, reach the arms out and just get a deep stretch within the thoracic spine. Inhale here. And then exhale, release. Inhaling again. And then exhale, release. One more deep breath here. And exhale, release. Good. Fold yourself forward. Can you lower yourself all the way down to the ground? Reach the arms back long besides you. We're coming into our dart here. With your pubic bone, I want you to press it into the mat. The legs are nice and heavy. Can we roll your humeral head back, lift up the hands, and you're going to roll your nose forward. So we're starting this movement from the head first. Reach the fingertips back towards the toes. We're just holding here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower yourself down. The last thing to touch is the head. And then again, roll your humeral head back, lift up the hands. Roll a marble forward with your nose. Reach the hands back, holding here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower yourself down. Lower the head. Good. We've got our last set here. Roll the humeral head back, lifting off the hands. Rolling that marble forward, lifting yourself up. Holding here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lowering yourself down. Nice. Draw those hands on either side. We're coming into our prone press up here. Keep reaching those legs out long. Pubic bone is pressing into the mat. I want you to roll that marble forward with your head. Press evenly through both hands. Draw yourself up just a little bit and then lower yourself down. So it's a tiny movement of the upper spine. And then again, rolling that marble forward with the nose. A slight press through both hands and then lowering yourself down one vertebrae at a time. Last one here. Rolling that marble forward. Pressing evenly through both hands, drawing yourself up and then lowering yourself down. On this next one, we're coming into our swan. So you're going to roll that marble forward, lifting up from the head, press evenly through both hands, draw yourself off, lifting off the hips. From here, bend through the elbows, lower the hips back down, followed by the rib cage, the sternum, then the head. Keep the legs reaching long. We've got 2 more like this. Rolling that marble forward. Pressing evenly through both hands. Lifting off the hips. Bending through the elbows. Your hip bones touch. Followed by the rib cage, sternum, and then the head. Last one here. Roll that marble forward. Pressing through the hands. The chest is shining forward, shoulders are down. Bend through the elbows, lowering down one vertebrae at a time. The last thing to touch is your head. From here, can you press back into child's pose? Separate those knees, reach the arms forward, and take a deep belly breath here. Inhaling, and then exhaling, release. Inhaling again, and then exhale, release. Walk your hands over to the left, place your right hand on top, and really breathe into your right rib cage here. Inhale, and exhale. Inhaling again, and then exhaling. Walk your hands over to the right hand side. Your left hand's coming on top. Breathe into your left rib cage. And then inhale for a count of 3. Exhaling. Inhaling again. And then exhaling. Release. Walk your hands back through center. So you're sitting up nice and tall. Good, we're going to have a pigeon stretch here. Just stretch out that glute work. Reach that left leg forward. Your right leg is coming across. And with your left hand, you're going to wrap it around the outside of your right thigh. Rotate and look over that right shoulder. And you're really going to get that stretch throughout the glute med that we've worked. Using your breath here. Inhale. And exhale. Inhaling again. And exhaling. One more breath here. Good, release that right leg. Bring the left leg over, rotate around. Get that stretch out the glute. Inhaling through the nose for a count of 3. Exhale, release. And pull even more with that right arm on that left leg. 2 more deep breaths here. And exhaling. Inhaling again. And exhaling. Release. Release that left leg. Reach your arms forward. I want you to lower yourself down. So you're going to roll off your pubic bone. Keep the arms reaching forward. Draw them up overhead. Just make sure you've got some space behind you. And then you're going to exhale, float the arms up in line with your shoulders. Nod your chin to your chest. Peel yourself off. Reach the arms forward. Bring your gaze towards your shins. And then you're going to re-stack up nice and tall again. Roll off the sit bones. Controlling that movement. Draw your belly button to spine. Reach the arms back. And then you're going to exhale, float the arms to go in line with your shoulders. Nod your chin to your chest. Curl yourself up. Reach forward. Re-stack up that spine. We've got one more like this. Rolling off the sit bones. Arms are still reaching forward. Hands are reaching overhead here. Then again, exhale, draw the hands in line with your shoulders. Drawing yourself up, round through the spine. And then re-stack up nice and tall. Good. Lower the hands down. We're coming into our roll downs now to finish. This is always nice. So stand. Coming up into a standing position, feet are hip width apart. Inhale here. And as you exhale, nod your chin to your chest, roll down one vertebrae at a time. Bring your hands towards your feet. You can have a slight bend in your knees if you wish. And then exhale, scoop up using your lower abdominals. The last thing to restack is the head and gaze. Draw your gaze forward, shoulders are down. And again, inhale here. Exhale, nod your chin to your chest, lowering yourself down one vertebrae at a time. Hands are drawing to the mat, getting that release throughout the back of the legs. Exhale, re-stack up nice and tall here. Good, we've got our last one. Inhaling here. Exhale, nod your chin to your chest, rolling down. Hips are still stacked, in line with the knees and the ankles. Have a slight bend in the knees. Grab hold of your elbows and just give yourself a little sway and rock from side to side. Head still heavy. Just rocking back and forth. Just for 5 more. 4. We've got 3, 2, and our last one. Find your center. Extend those legs long, reach the hands down to the ground, and then exhale, re-stack up nice and tall. Last thing to lift is the head, roll the shoulders back for 3, 2, and 1. You guys are all finished. Thank you so much for joining.